Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we're making a craft.
That's right, folks. Tonight we're making a Martian three-legged walker, inspired by greats like
Many things.
War of the Worlds and a few other things, including the Galacta Octopoid Walker.
It doesn't exist.
Right, it doesn't exist. So if this works out, we'll probably make another one.
Yeah, but I don't think we will, just because we only have one of the main ingredient.
Well, we can improvise. But first, before we get into it, we're going to show you some of the pieces you're going to need. Start with the gumball machine, bottom half of a bubble, where we drilled three more or less Y-shaped pattern holes, one here, one here, and one here, so it makes a Y like this. We to this day, we don't know how they balance. As soon as you pick up one leg, you're going to fall. The work.
I actually know exactly how they balance, but
The whole machine has to sort of wobble as it walks, so as soon as it lifts up that leg, it sort of rears back so it doesn't fall, and then it could, regardless, that's the first piece you're going to need. You're also going to need one of these smaller gumball machine clear parts.
we cut it.
We cut it and made it much smaller. You'll also need the bottom
It's
half.
still very uneven.
You're going to need, this is basically jewelry wire. Any wire will work. And you just take four pieces and wind them together till you get four separate strands coming out at the end, and then all together here at this end. The legs will be clad with the bendy part of bendy straws that we told you guys about at the beginning of the month. Now we came across these interesting little pieces. They're part of some sort of electronic component, but they work perfect for the feet. As you can see, there's three holes, 1, 2, 3, and then a center hole, and that's where these wires will be going at the end. You just thread them through, and then as you can see down below, we just bent them and squeezed and clamped them down and then glued them so they don't go anywhere. You want to show them the parts you got over here?
Yes, we have one of these. I don't know where this came from.
I believe it's the end of a flashlight, but I'm not 100%.
It's perfect for what we want. This flashlight, which
Show the camera so they can see the whole flashlight, because the certain part, the end that you're holding, is actually pretty important.
yeah. The thing is, we found one, we got one, and we haven't found one since.
Just ignore the yellow gumball machine, but it came with a swivel mount, this ball joint here, and then we just took the bottom half of the gumball machine bubble, and we more or less drilled a hole that was a little bit smaller than the actual ball joint, and then just shoved it through, and it popped in, and as you can see, it won't fall out, so we can get it to swivel when it's mounted.
And I feel like it should be a bit less loose because
Yeah, we're gonna throw some.
it just swivels.
We're gonna throw some milliput around the
Milliput.
our green stuff.
Both of those are bad options in my opinion
Well,
because they'll dry and then it'll be stuck.
no, because we're not gonna let it stick to the bar here.
Okay.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
And even if it swivels too much, it's better than not swiveling at all. But okay, on with the build. He is going to start by filling this first with glue.
Yes. And why glue?
Why glue? Because that's where we're going to put the paper clay to
Paper clay. We're using paper clay.
for the base.
But paper clay is not flat.
No, we don't want it flat. We want it to look a little bit rocky.
I
And
thought it was flat terrain.
well, you can make the terrain however you want to make it.
Well, I thought the ground was flat.
If you're in charge of the terrain, therefore you can make the
You
paper.
mean the base.
Right. You can make it look however you want. Just fill. We put the glue down here because they're both going to dry at about the same speed, the paper clay and the white glue. Now just take a bunch of paper clay and squeeze it in there. Well, I'm going to finish up the other two legs by cladding them with these bendy straws. Now, for these feet, I'm going to show you guys. This is basically, it was a larger component that we found that were,
In the desert.
yeah, we just got lucky, really. But they were all put together like this. And maybe you guys know what this piece was, but they were together like this. Maybe it looks familiar to you. We popped these little bits off this, but I have no idea what it was. Maybe somebody does. If you can't find something like this, you can use what we used in the
Does
UFO.
water help with paper clay because it's falling apart?
Yeah, let me go get you some water real quick.
Yeah, because this thing is not
And then
good.
find a different chunk, because maybe that piece is dried, but the other
Well,
one's
why
out.
would the other pieces not be dry?
Are they wet?
One of them, but that's it.
Did you find one that's soft enough?
Yeah, but it's also, why would you use that cup?
It's just the first cup I could find. Oh, you know what? I need scissors. Can't believe this.
So, I should probably get a bit more.
Sorry about that, folks. Normally we're a little bit more together and organized
Yeah,
than
but
that.
we're filming this a lot later than we usually do.
And once again, I just cut on one of the lines on both sides of the bendy straws.
Yeah, but I also feel like we should try to cover as best as we can the non-bendy part.
Yeah, I do. That's why I...
But almost every single piece that we cut off is showing on that one.
Well, because if you don't do that, then they won't go inside one another. And then I just line it up with the lines. These are, the wires are 7 inches, but I can trim that down if need be later. And there's
Yeah, you
1, 2, 3,
don't know why
4,
you
5.
wanted them to. Okay.
Be so long?
Yeah.
Just because I didn't know how long it was going to be.
You need a lot more paper clay than I thought you did.
Yeah,
But
and then as I go on each link of the
what do I
bendy
do
strap.
with the white glue that's leaking out?
Get yourself a rag and sort of soak it up.
Okay. You could over?
Yeah. And if they come apart, don't be surprised that the super glue doesn't really want to hold very well here.
Do I just get the rag dry?
Yeah, that's fine. And a whole bunch of it just stuck to my hand. Oh my goodness.
Almost tripped on a cord. Actually,
Okay.
did technically trip on a cord.
Oh, be careful. And once again with the accelerator, hopefully that'll do
Get it a
its,
bit better.
make it, faster. That's why we got this stuff.
Will this harm the rag?
No, it's water soluble.
Even though the water is the glue.
No, clean up the actual table too. Okay. That's not bending the way I want it. cut this one? Yeah, I did. And almost have this leg done. Then we're gonna, oh my goodness, it's just falling apart for some reason.
That's weird.
Probably because I'm rushing when I did it the first time.
But don't rush.
Well,
Rushing almost never leads to something good.
you're absolutely correct. The faster I work, the farther I get behind.
But yeah. Why is there something purpley? I was there.
I have no idea.
Should I wash my hands off so that I don't get any of this paperclip stuff on?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. Try to close it out better if you. Why is everything just being not good? Oh, fix that.
Technical difficulties, folks.
So, is there anything you could help with?
Yeah, you can feed that leg into the yellow part.
This leg?
Yeah.
I still think that you should glue this to it because I've been having the problem where I'm putting it in, but then it does this a bunch.
There's almost no way to do that.
There's no way to do this.
No, the glue is just going to spiral all over the place.
Okay.
And we can glue it.
I don't understand how that.
What you
how
can do.
physics do that, but okay.
What you can do is you can put some glue at the base of the foot
Yeah.
and try to glue the bottom straw piece to the foot.
That's the exact same thing as I said I was going to do.
Well, no, I thought you meant glue the wire to the inside of the tubes.
No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more.
I almost don't think I should. I have to, but.
And you're going to want the accelerator.
Yeah, but I need to let it wait for a while so that it doesn't clump up and look bad.
Yeah. Well, the base is going to obscure some of the part of it, I'm hoping. Did I just trim it? Okay, there we go.
Okay. Things are hopefully.
You sticking to yourself?
Hmm?
You getting stuck?
No.
So it's just not wanting to bend right, so I'm just going to cut all 4 pieces. Maybe this
Does it
will
matter
fit.
which one I feed it through?
No, no. And then you'll do the same thing with this one.
Yeah, you definitely need to cut it short.
The wire? No, the wire we're going to use to actually,
Okay, so you want me to just feed it through and leave it like that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll do the same thing with this one after I give it a bunch of super glue all over the joints because they're just not wanting to. Stick together. This glue really does not like holding on to the straws for some
Maybe we
reason.
should have gotten a different type of straws.
There really weren't any.
And then we should have found some.
Well, yeah, after 4 stores looking, this was what we got. Okay, now I'm stuck.
That doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. That's weird.
But no, what I mean is, look. That. straighten it out. Because something that's already had accelerator sprayed on it is still bad.
It just came apart again.
Really?
This one straw just does not want to
You
connect.
use a different straw.
Got one?
Yeah, I kind of want there to be something here because I don't want. I want.
You have to at the joint, like the hip, basically.
Yeah, because I don't want it to be like this.
Yeah, no,
It's gonna look bad.
we're gonna leave some room to bend it downward, and then we're going
Well, no, I
to.
feel like it should.
Yeah,
be,
there's going to be like a hip plate, something to, kind of like a shoulder pad, but for the hip.
Mm.
Imagine that was
Yeah,
like shoulder.
that's what I meant.
Yeah, I already took that into consideration. We'll just have to use either just some good old fashioned, card stock, paper, or plastic
Doesn't
card.
matter.
Kind of like how we did the shoulder pads for the giant skeletons.
I broke something. I hate how difficult it is to pose it.
It'll get easier.
Yeah, but look.
Yeah, because it came apart.
I mean, that's what I just said. Do I glue it back?
Yeah. I'm gonna put this foot on. I got my clippers over there. What are you looking for, bud?
Just looking for the. Any idea if there's any way to get it to get the glue to get them to stick together without having any issues?
No, I made it work the first time, but if it's not working, then
No, it's not that it's not working, but
it's just not cooperating.
yeah, because for some reason it always wants to bend. It never wants to bend at the actual bendy part. It always wants to bend at the
The glue joint.
yeah, which doesn't make sense. It shouldn't want to bend there. It can't bend there unless it breaks. So can you hand me the accelerator?
Yeah.
Yeah, why does it only want to bend at the glue joints?
Probably Murphy's Law.
That's not what that is, but okay.
One of the addendums to Murphy's Law.
Yeah, but that's not what that is. That's not what that happening is. That works. That makes sense.
Trial and error, buddy. Trial and error.
And okay, now I'm no longer allowed to I guess make fun of someone for dropping something when they shouldn't have dropped it, because I just tossed this yellow thing into the wall without even wanting to do that.
Well, I think this isn't your first rodeo when it comes to dropping things.
Making bad mistakes.
No, not bad mistakes, but you've been a little bit of a Butterfingers before. If you recall a certain Alien video
certain alien
with
video.
certain action figures.
Oh, don't make me think of that.
It's okay.
That was the worst. It wasn't the worst video on the channel. It was actually kind of good aside from,
You dropping everything?
yeah, making almost every mistake possible.
Yeah, but they came out fantastic, and you just gotta
And I have a feeling this will
push.
come out pretty good.
Just gotta push through. You know, things are you're gonna get setbacks, and you know you can't let them win.
How can a non-physical, or even,
Well, they can break your spirit.
yeah.
Okay, there's the next leg.
Okay, do you just want me to, by the way, what position do you want the legs in?
As long as they can fit on the stand, that's the important part.
Okay, which one do you
Okay,
want this?
now let me show you something.
Mm.
Take this wire and bend it down, and then put the other leg in. And when the other leg comes in, then you can twist these wires so they connect to each other. But when you do that, push them. Well, let's do it like this, so they're not in the way of the black piece. Now you stick that in there,
Yeah.
and now you can twist these wires together so that they're holding each other, so you don't have to worry about them falling apart. And now we've got a really derpy looking two-legged walker. And I'm actually going to try and put the foot on first, because I think that's what I did last time, because these wires.
What are you gonna do about this?
Oh, the clay will hide the wires that are sticking out.
It looks really bad.
Well, do you want to fix it? Here you go.
Yes, I almost want to remove this because it's easier to do it without.
Well,
Yeah.
you are in charge of that task at the moment. I'm just going to get these poor little feet. I really need my glasses for this, because threading these wires through these tiny little holes, not exactly easy. But, you know, say the eyes are the first thing to go, which is not good if you're a crafter. And I think you guys have seen my really goofy looking magnifying glasses, and I'm
Okay.
not inclined to put them on camera much.
Mine did look good. I haven't actually seen them in the whole year, to be honest.
Not the googly eyes, but the ones I use for painting, which I'm actually contemplating getting a new set. I saw some pretty spiffy ones lately that have removable lenses.
Why is that useful? What's the point of having glasses with no lenses?
Well, because they have different magnification. Each lens is a different strength.
There is one wire sticking out.
Well, you want to clip it off with this?
Sure. Hopefully it doesn't break everything, because for some reason, when I try to fix something, it ends up breaking the whole thing. Which is something I'd rather not happen right now.
Right, of course not.
Okay. I may need to actually use the clippers from the...
Nail clippers?
Not now, obviously.
Yeah, they're not really good for metal. I mean, they are. You can use them, and I have used them. But let me see the pliers real quick. There you go. That's the foot. It looks better from the top, obviously. But I really wish I knew what these things were, because I have a feeling these little pieces are going to come in handy later too. But like I was saying earlier, if you can't find these, and you saw our UFO video, how we use the...
Dubalin
Thank you, I can't pronounce that. The little spoons that come with that candy, they work just as well, maybe even better depending on what you're building. They look, I think they look better for the landing gear than walker feet. I also thought you could take these wires, and if you didn't have this piece and you had the 3 wires sticking out like this and then a 4th one like this, if you can see my hand, you could take really small jewelry beads and put them to make sort of articulated looking landing gear. I may do that at a later date with another project, but you could just glue the beads on and have a
So can
full.
you do the thing tying them because I don't remember how you did it.
I just tied it like string.
Mm.
But because we're gonna tie all three together. You want to give it a little bit of play, room to move around, as he's running, and because it's a very bendable wire.
But also very breakable connections.
Yeah, once we get all three together, I'll make it a better tie. I'll tie them together better. I just wanted to get them so that they can reach the third one, and then we can just tie it up and then put in the last couple of pieces, and it'll be ready for spray paint tomorrow.
I have an idea for the pose, but I might not be able to work.
Well,
It's very.
just whatever looks good. I trust you
It's
with.
probably gonna look good, but question is whether or not it'll break.
No, once we get it into a certain pose and what have you, we can throw in a little bit of super glue to keep it steady, and then cover it in spray paint. First one. Second, I need to cut that up here. As you notice, I'm now cutting all 4 times to just make it bendable more, because I've learned that just one cut doesn't seem to do it. To get the pieces in, and I'm also going to wait to glue it to the very end. I think that'll be a little bit better. Just to get this in there faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. That's probably more than enough there, buddy.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You're blowing it in my direction.
I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I know. It's not you. Because one of the straws
Yeah.
fell apart,
Okay.
and then while trying to glue it back,
Another
I ended up pulling another apart.
Okay. Live and learn. You know, we know that some of these building techniques are, brand new to us. I didn't really search for anybody else using bendy straws and super glue, but now we know that it's,
Not the most effective way.
yeah, it's not, it's,
I mean, it looks good, but it's hard to work with.
yeah. And maybe we could have used something else
I
instead
feel
of,
like it would have been better if we could have found bendy straws that are
like,
bigger.
just nothing but bendy.
Yeah, that'd be actually very nice to have.
Yeah, I wish there was such a thing. If there is, we'll grab some of those for later projects, because I like the way it looks. I could see it being used for duct work and other things like that for many, many projects. What's so funny?
It was a commercial.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
It was. No, it was a Darth Vader level no, because they spilled some juice on a counter.
Oh, okay.
And I just recognized that no.
Coming from the other room.
Yeah. Because there are many other rooms.
Okay, I think, let me twist that up to make it easier to go in the hole.
And I broke something again. Love it when I break stuff.
Oh. Let's, oh, you need that and that.
I almost think it needs to be untied before we do all the poses. Before, it needs to be, we need to do the poses, then tie it.
Okay.
Because I'm definitely having an issue here.
Okay. On the very top of the walker, we're going to have this Reaper miniature as the pilot, and he's going to be sitting in like that.
Why does that burn my hand?
Maybe of an open cut.
Yeah, that's likely.
Okay. But yes, so right now I'm going to cut his legs off. And
So cut him in half?
basically, yeah, I'm going to actually cut him.
Or in which one?
I'm just going to cut him a little bit above. Right
You need to
there.
have more accelerator.
Yes, we do. We talked about that last week, and I totally forgot to order some this weekend. And there you have it. He's going to be sitting in like that. And we will not glue this dome until we're... Pretty much it'll be the very last thing we do because we want to be able to paint him. And in case you don't already know, whenever you're gluing clear plastic like this, it's best to use good old-fashioned white glue, PVA glue, so that it doesn't fog up the interior. Super glue, and I don't know about epoxies, but I think model glue was the first experience I had with that. I was building a model airplane, and I went to go glue the cockpit on, glued it on, and it filled up and turned, snowy white and fuzzy looking on the inside. You couldn't see the pilot, and that's when I learned, do not use model glue or super glue or anything like that on this kind of equipment.
I don't have the accelerator.
You have everything. But as soon as you get just a couple of squirts really ought to do it. Squirt. And we should probably put the third leg on, and
Yeah, but I do need to remove this because I feel like that's actually what's causing it to break so much, is that it's tied.
okay,
Not that it's tied in general, but that I'm pushing it together while it's tied
okay,
causes it to break apart.
okay, because we're almost done with this. If you can get the legs in the position you want and into the base, and then we can glue the other couple of pieces on. These little clear plastic pieces were from the sort of generic light bright set from the dollar store. There's actually several different versions of them, and they're actually going to be spray painted silver. We just needed something to help hold it into the bottom piece. You just about ready now with the position of that leg and that leg?
I've changed literally nothing of it
Oh, okay,
other than pushing it together.
okay.
It might make it a bit harder to base, not to base it for it to stand though.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as you have two legs stuck in to the paper clay, I think we're good.
Because I want it kind of,
In a walking position, sort of.
no, not in a walking position, like it's,
Because if we just made it straight-legged, standing straight up,
I have no issues, but also it wouldn't look as good.
yeah, it wouldn't.
And I broke it again. Actually, I don't even care right now.
Well, you should. You never.
Yeah, I
do
know,
that.
but
if
I
you're
mean,
getting frustrated.
it's not glue. And I know it's not that I'm frustrated, it's just that I have more important things that I should probably be worrying about. Actually, no, I should be working on it. Why is this glue bottle, something came out, but not much.
Sometimes your super glue will.
Did you break it off?
No, I just broke off the super glue that was drying at the end and clogging it. Sometimes it just takes a quick snap with a pair of pliers or clippers, and you can remove the dried super glue that's clogging up your tip without actually cutting the plastic tip.
I really don't like how I always end up touching the thing that's glue
You just gotta
or anything else that's bad.
You just have to.
I mean,
You
it's
just have to-
often just annoying, but sometimes it can actually lead to actual bad things, or more than just annoying.
Okay, you know what? You're gonna have to put the third leg in before you do what you're about to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one off camera. I'm still not 100% sure how I want to do it.
We'll get 2 legs in so it can at least stand, and then we can put the bottom 2 pieces in. And,
Yeah.
you know, call it a night.
Oh, you want all 3 legs in?
Well, you need to put all 3 legs in before you can finish up. You can always
Yeah.
adjust the legs later.
Yeah, but the issue with that is that while pushing it together because it's glued in or stuck in, I'm pushing 2 things together. Well, actually, yeah, it kind of. I don't know.
Well, we
that's
can at
how-
least get the 3 legs in.
Yeah, but you can tie it because I don't remember. It's kind of hard for me to tie them together.
Okay.
And we'll do all the rest of it next time, or not next time, off camera.
Just what I'll do is
Because it's already late enough.
what I'll do is I'll leave a little bit of room for the legs to wiggle. Let's say.
I mean, the red one's already in position, unless it breaks.
But we can also. Go. Let me just take all 3 and just twist them together like this. Give, like I said, that little bit of room to play around. See, this one needs to go further, doesn't it? But we can always fix that later. But you want to put this piece in now? You think we can do that?
No, it doesn't work
Why not?
because it doesn't go in all the way.
It feels like it's going in all the way.
Mm.
So let's drop in some super glue.
Right now?
Yeah. And then we can also even put what I want you to do, hold on, before you do any super glue, aim for this yellow part and get it there. And don't be afraid to use it all up. Use tons of it. I wanted to use an epoxy, but oops, it's okay.
Don't put too much pressure on one place without equal or enough.
Are
on
you
the
actually getting any out? Because that doesn't look like you.
Yes.
Okay.
And just to be sure that I am.
Whoa, easy. It's not going to get all over my hands now. And I'm going to be permanently stuck to this.
Well, you wanted me to put out my sugar glue.
Yes, I did say that, didn't I? Okay, now let me see if I can remove myself from the project without leaving too much of my DNA on the project.
Mm.
And now I'm going to tip it upside down and let the glue dry. And then I'm going to do it again just to get that. And I think that's not a bad idea. Let's get the accelerator in there. And not on my hands.
It doesn't really matter if it gets on your hand as long as there's no glue attached to it.
And then I'm going to take a little bit more and put it in between these little light fixture things.
Why does it feel like there's an air bubble in here?
There probably is. There almost always is.
Oh, it's not that there's an air bubble, it's just that.
But it's also the liquid glue.
Oh yeah, it's not an air bubble though, it's that if you see how it goes up
Yeah,
and you push it down.
yeah.
That happens to all
Every time.
Pringles caps.
Yes, every time. When they dry, they're just fine.
Yeah. Should it be a...
It's already starting to look pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it just needs to get it to the right place.
Yeah.
I wish that it was completely just bendy straw parts without any of the non-parts that for it to break to. I wish it was all one solid piece.
Yeah.
That'd make things way easier.
Yeah, it would. But since all of these pieces except the one black piece, which we've actually found sort of substitutes for on the ends of squirt guns.
But the main issue is the light. Because I don't like making one thing and making another thing with a massive thing different. But said it did the same thing.
Okay, now we can always untie the wire and pull that in.
Yeah. I mean, you can, I don't know how.
It's just twisted wire. It's just like tying string, buddy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean.
We're going to have to wait for the super glue to dry and everything else. So we're going to call it a night here. But we hope you guys get the gist of where we're heading with this project. Let's see if we can just kind of remotely stand them in a decent pose for the end shot. Like I said, I'll pull the wires in.
Whatever.
All right, folks.
That's why I didn't want to tie them together yet.
Yeah, but I did want them to be somewhat in there. But there you have it. We'll show this off at the Sunday show-off show.
Like we usually do.
And you get to see him in all his three-legged glory. Hope you guys enjoyed the trials and tribulations on the Shadow and Sun show. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll be back with the Xeno Dragons, more dry brushing, possibly some inking, but we're almost done with those big guys. Have a great weekend. See you guys later.
Bye.